September 2006. I'm starting my freshman year of college. It's orientation, and it's time to talk about sex. We file into a dark auditorium to watch Sex on a Saturday Night, a meant-to-be educational skit that will show us how it all works here, in the fresh wilderness of dorms and parties and our new set of peers. The loud buzz of chatter dies down as the curtain goes up. Upperclassmen actors dramatize a typical weekend night out, complete with budding romances, bad jokes, and too much to drink. We crow with laughter. They show us a pregame, a party, and then, startlingly, an alcohol-enabled sexual assault. Fade to black. We file out more quietly than we came in. September 2018. I'm no longer a student, but I'm visiting my college again, on a reporting assignment for my actual adult job as an opinion columnist at The Washington Post. It's orientation, and the freshmen have to talk about sex. We file into a dark auditorium to watch a meant-to-be educational skit that will show them how it all works here, in the fresh wilderness of dorms and parties and their new set of peers. The loud buzz of chatter dies down as the curtain goes up. Upperclassmen actors dramatize a typical weekend night out, complete with budding romances, bad jokes, and too much to drink. The crowd crows with laughter. They show us a pregame, a party, and then, startlingly, an alcohol-enabled sexual assault. Fade to black. We file out more quietly than we came in. Over a decade later, very little has changed. Which is odd, because in the real world, quite a lot has happened. In 2017, the New York Times publishes a blockbuster investigation into Hollywood film producer Harvey Weinstein, accusing him of raping, sexually assaulting, and sexually abusing dozens of women over the past 30 years. In the months that follow, a wave of similar stories begins to flood the news. Women have been suffering sexual misconduct for years, and they're fed up. Women are saying "Me Too," and people believe them. No one can look away. It feels like a reckoning may be taking place. But the problem is not as simple, or as obvious, as bosses locking their underlings into hotel rooms. Just a few months after the wave of highly public firings, The New Yorker publishes Cat Person, a short story about two characters. Margot, a 20-year-old college student, and Robert, a man in his mid-30s, who go on a single bad date. Told in the third person, but from Margot's perspective, it takes the reader through her thought processes as she realizes that she doesn't want to have sex with Robert, but, for a variety of reasons, does so anyway. The story touches on the power imbalances of gender, the unpredictability of emotion, the commonness of unwanted sex. Yet Margot's experience is not seen as particularly disastrous. It's more banal than anything else. And it seems to reflect the disappointing state of affairs that has somehow, maybe without our fully realizing it, come to be the new normal in sexual relations, at least for women. Cat Person goes viral because women around the country can relate. It's the most read piece of online fiction The New Yorker has ever published. And that piece of literary fiction is followed just a month later by its nonfiction mirror image on the website babe.net. I went on a date with Aziz Ansari, reads the headline. It turned into the worst night of my life. A young woman, pseudonym Grace, recounts a date with a super popular, self-described feminist comedian who, incidentally, published a book on modern romance not more than 18 months before the encounter took place. She describes his aggressive sexual advances and the feeling that she was being pressured into sex, despite her verbal and nonverbal expressions of discomfort. In the end, she goes along with it and eventually leaves in tears, feeling violated by Ansari's grotesque behavior.